happy Sunday, and welcome back to my channel, Road to Recovery with me, Chrissy. Without further ado, we are going to our second topic, which is getting into drama. But today, I'm not going to talk about the drama from those television series, okay? But as I have researched earlier, because I'm really getting into this whole topic of self-love. So I've searched through Google and I found this site and it's really good. The definition is really good. So I'm going to share you where I found it, and it's from urbandictionary.com. So here's the definition, and let me read this to you. Drama, a way of relating to the world in which a person consistently overreacts to or greatly exaggerates the importance of benign events. Typically, drama is used by people who are chronically bored or those who seek attention. People who engage in drama will usually attempt to drag other people into their dramatic state as a way of gaining attention or making their own lives more exciting. Common warning signs or risk factors of drama or a dramatic person are: 1. Having one supposedly serious problem after another. 2. Constantly telling other people about one's problems, or what we call, gossiping, okay? 3. Extreme emotionality or frequently shifting intense emotions. 4. Claiming to have experienced negative events that are highly implausible. 5. A boring job or mundane life. 6. Making claims without sufficient evidence or a lack of detail about supposedly serious events. 7. A pattern of irrational behavior and reactions to everyday problems. Wow. That just blew my mind. Jeez. Who made this definition? It's so good, and yeah, that's right. I'm not going to lie, but I admit I was being dramatic, and just thinking about it, it's just so embarrassing of how much I vented to my mentor, to my best friend, to my kuyas, big bros, those close guy friends that I called kuyas, and those close girlfriends that I called ates before, and I just talk a lot. So whether I vent about my issues, my family feuds, especially with my parents, or sometimes with my aunt, my brother, okay, or sometimes about work, with my ex-boyfriends. What else? With some certain people that I dislike. Jeez, just remembering all those, like I want to go back in time and just stop myself from doing that, because geez, being over dramatic isn't healthy. And girl or boy, whoever is watching this, that is not loving yourself. That is not how you show love to yourself at all. And I have learned that what you see to other people is a reflection of yourself. Isn't it sad? And I don't think that's also love. So I'd suggest, and of course, I'm also saying this for myself as well, because I'm not perfect and I am still learning to love myself even more. A few days ago, I found a really good article which is called She Writes for Jesus. I really love that page that I follow on Facebook. And one thing that I found is just so sweet, and it really, 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 really touched my heart. And this is what it said: a gentle reminder for us is to speak truth in love. It doesn't mean that we should sugarcoat truth so we don't offend people, but it means speaking truth with the right motivation: love. Not to prove that you're right, not to win the argument, but because you love. I don't really think it's healthy and fun getting into drama. And it always made me think, like, what would Jesus do if he's still here? And it reminded me that there's a story in the Bible. It's always written there that Jesus had been betrayed a lot of times. He was being laughed at for calling himself God, because he is God. And some of those higher priests mocked him for sharing about what God is and how God is in that lifetime, because he was so young back then. And it's just so awesome, because my devotion for today is just timely, and it's perfect. So I would like to also share you this, and it's called Growing Up to Become a Child. And the scripture reading is from Matthew 18:1-5, but I'm only going to share you the highlighted part, which says, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." So what does Jesus mean by saying we need to change and become like little children? So all of us people are all sinners, and we all know that. We have our different attitudes, we have our different minds, different thoughts, different talents, different creativities, and we couldn't really help ourselves from arguing with one another, and to also make some point who is right or what is right. But here in this story, in my devotions, Jesus is telling his disciples that they need to change their attitudes about greatness and become lowly and humble like little children. Jesus' followers need to die to their selfish ambitions and realize that just as little children depend on parents and caregivers, we are all totally dependent on God for all our needs and future living. I'm just speechless. So, isn't God just so good? So, because he really helped me with this topic as well. And I think that instead of venting about how we feel about our complaints, about our anger, instead of telling it to other people and recruiting them to also hate those people who have hurt us. And this is what our pastor Glenn always say in his preaching, is just pray for them. And that's what also my mentor Tita Wendy also told me, just to pray for them. Talk to God, go vent to God directly, because that's what Jesus wants us to do as well, to depend on him. So and with that, I guess it's not really that hard to do. It's not that hard to do, to pray, right? And that is also loving others too, because those other people that we used to hate are also God's children, and he also loved them. So let's begin on opening our minds, opening our hearts, understanding of how they are, because that is love, and that is also self-love as well. So that's it. That ends my video for today, for this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. So if you have any questions, any comments about today's topic, please don't forget to leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go hit subscribe, and I'll see you again on my next video. So thank you again for being with me. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. God bless, and stay lovable. Bye.